선수는 오로지 그 선수 한 선수 바라보고 있습니까?
네, 오늘 한 선수만 보고 왔기 때문에
네.
바로 지명하겠습니다.
그 알겠습니다. 오늘 지금 복수 메타예요.
복수는 진짜 없었는데.
와.
제 그 최대의 굴욕인 것 같아가지고
그때 컨디션이 너무 안 좋아서 제 실력이 안 나왔거든요.
그렇죠.
손 두 개 다 가져갔어요. 이런 식의 양상의 기적을 만들었거든요.
깨집니다. 돈 없어요.
뮤탈리스크는 빼서 지금 계속 들어가려고 할 거거든요. 못 들어가요.
여기 집지였구나.
이거 좌절이죠.
예, 이쪽으로 들어갈 수밖에 없는 상황이에요.
이거
뮤탈리스크 이런 것만 좀 끊어주면 되죠.
지금 일벌레를 다 잡아도 변수 없습니다. 그렇죠.
네, 마지막 희망. 못 갑니다.
그마저도 1%도 없어요.
뚜벅이. 문제는 지금 백동준 선수 돈을 다 써버린 상황이기 때문에 연결체를 올릴 수가 없습니다.
그렇습니다.
자원 채취가 안 돼.
그래서 그렇죠. 그 판단 알고 있었습니다. 뮤탈리스크로 연결체를 깨고 소막장을 가져가게 되면
섬을 지배하는 자가 이 겐트서버그의 주인이다.
너무 많이 당했어요. 그래서 복수를 하고 싶어서.
테란한테 뽑히는 것보다 나은 것 같아요.
그럼 누구한테 뽑히는 게 제일 싫었어요?
전태양 선수 아니면 도우기한테 뽑히는 거.
그럼 정태양, 김독보다 낫다 백동준이.
네, 확실히.
와.
백동준 선수랑 이야기해봤는데 백동준 선수도 제가 생각하는 그 선수가 나쁘지 않다고 해서 그 선수 뽑으려고 생각.
둘이 조금 친해졌나 봐요.
앙금이 살짝 풀렸는 것
네, 좀
같은데.
뭔가 좀 풀렸어요.
안 좋은 사이가 아니에요 원래.
공족은요 말씀해 주시면.
저 프로토스요.
프로토스요.
아무래도 저그 선수니까 프로토스를 뽑을 것 같았는데 지금 남아있는 토스 중에 제가 제일 약한 이미지인 것 같아서 가서 우선 게임할 때는 그 이미지 박살내드리도록 하겠습니다.
네, 자 한 번에 뽑아오시면 되는데요. 김명식, 과연 김명식일까? 김명식.
바로 되네요.
오늘은 뭐 예상이 빗나가진 않아요.
그냥 제가 많이 이겨봐서.
그냥 많이
네.
이겨봐서.
네.
또 하면 또 이길 것 같다.
네.
한지훈 선수가 저랑 생각이 좀 맞더라고요. 게임할 때는 좀 약간 복수의 대상인데 평소에는 굉장히 좋으신 것 같아요. 이렇게 보니까 저랑 한지훈 선수랑 그냥 같이 올라갔으면 더 좋겠다.
신뢰를 위해서라면 승부전도 충분히 해볼만 하잖아요.
저는 딱히 그런 변수를 두고 싶진 않아서
네.
그냥 무난하게 가려고요.
무난하게?
네, 과거는 별로 생각하지 않고
네.
이제 이기면 되니까
이길 수 있나요 이제? 지금부터면?
뭐 이길 수 있으니까 뽑겠죠?
제가 김명희 선수한테 한 판도 안 졌거든요. 대회에서. 그래서 당근 없을 것 같아요.
저희 팀키는 면하고 싶다는 이야기를 계속했기 때문에 조성
바로 깔끔하네요. 기다리고 있었던 두 선수가 서로 만족하는 조가 되는 것 같은데요.
자 이렇게 되면요 김도 선수는 다 자동으로 전태양 선수 조로 들어가게 됩니다.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GSL Code S. The Tosis returns. He's back. Yay! And there we are, tiny as ever, watching Gary speak. How's it going? How's Korea? Korea's nice. It's good to have you back. Have you forgotten what it's like back here in the heat? I know you were up in Canada. You were doing that
Yeah,
kind of
no,
thing.
it was much cool. Actually, Montreal was pretty hot, but the other place I was very cool. Thank you for keeping it warm. I can feel it through the bottom of my sandals that you kept this standing spot warm for me, Valdez, and I appreciate it. But happy to finally be back, casting some StarCraft.
It's good to have you
and oh yeah, it's really good to be back. Have you been going to the gym?
A little bit.
Good. Well, you're going to have to carry me by the end of the cast because in the last 30 hours I've slept about 4. It's like the god of time, Aeon, and the god of sleep, Hypnos, got together and decided to screw me over. And I'm like a little bit crazy right now, so I don't know what's going to come out, but excited about the group. This group is ridiculous. What do you think about it?
Every group of this round of 16 has been super exciting and crazy stuff has happened in every one.
This round of 16 is like,
It's one of
these
the best
groups
round of
are
16s
stupid. Yeah.
that we've had.
Normally you get a group and it's like 3 Terrans and a Protoss and like 2 of the Terrans are bad and you're like, well, that's not a fun group. But all these groups are like pretty sick.
I mean, in Group A you had Teja denying Zest and then he got killed by Realm, but it doesn't matter, he denied Zest and that was a great great showing for his last, StarCraft match ever.
Yeah.
Then Byeon gets out in first place in Group B. Then it was between SOS and Dark that decided who'd get out of that, and it was SOS.
That's so crazy too,
was insane.
because SOS has to basically win to go to BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And he's a 2-time world champion, so of course, being the defending world champion, we want him at BlizzCon. I was super happy to see you took out Dark there.
And just barely, that was a very, very close series. Dark, very
That's the only
frustrated
Group I
after
haven't
that
watched
one.
yet, unfortunately.
Oh, you got
I'm still trying to catch up on
There were
VODs.
some really good games there. Oh man, beyond the fan favorite there, did a little fist pump, little ceremony. He was hyped to get out of that.
So good right now. He is
crazy.
And he's like, I mean, if he goes just a little bit further in these leagues, he's gonna hit BlizzCon, man. It's like, this is all gearing up. We're kind of winding up.
He's not even on a team. And he's just playing by himself. He's like, no, I got this. I don't need any help.
That's the
I
best
don't need
anyone's.
anybody to cook me food. I'll just eat ramen. It's fine.
He looks like all he eats is ramen. But this is like the furthest anyone has ever really gone teamless like this. It's kind of interesting to watch.
It's really, really cool. It's a great story. And I hope he does well. He is going to be facing Ryung in a TVT once we do get to the round of 8. But this group is crazy as well. Deer, Byeon, Myungshik, and Maru.
Yeah, Myungshik kind of like the underdog, I think. He can screw things up, especially in PvT.
He's a good underdog.
Yeah.
He's not a guy who's just going to get rolled. He can show us some crazy games, a couple of weird cheeses, some sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
As you said, he can really mess up this group for sure.
Yeah, but Maru, of course, he has to win as well. Like, there are some situations in which, like, if Maru and SOS hit in the finals, which means, by the way, Maru would have to go out second place in this group, and one of them wins finals and one of them wins cross finals, the one that gets second place, we might get both of them at BlizzCon, but that's a pretty far stretch.
It's very unlikely for sure. I mean, we're going to have to see how the other two groups pan out.
Yeah.
Maru is definitely one of the favorites to win this, I'd say, if he does make it out of this group. But you got guys like SOS, like Hero. He's also doing very, very well. Byeon is that guy he continues to prove himself over and over. There are other great players in Group D that we haven't even talked about. TY, Rogue, Kumio, and Classic all could do really well.
Kumio's killing it lately, man.
Yeah, he is.
Love his play. Out of this group today, what do you think? Who's advancing?
We actually talked about this before. I agree with you 100%. I think it's going to be Maru and Byeon.
Okay, yeah. That's, as you said, you agree with me, so I also think that, guys.
Yep.
But I think Biel is in really quite nice shape right now, even though he says he wasn't playing that well, during the round of 16 group where he did defeat Deer 2-0. And those were some close, or at least New Gettysburg game was really close and crazy. But he's playing really well. He's got the new Zerg style down pat. So excited to see that, and excited to see if Deer gets punished for picking him up.
Yeah, I mean, he said he wanted revenge, but is revenge really the best thing to seek when you are trying to get onto the round of 8?
Yeah.
Especially once Maru sneaks in that last spot, you're like, uh-oh. They were talking about in the round of 16 selections how maybe the two of them could advance, but they had Maru or Classic to choose from, and obviously Myungshik is not going to choose his team.
Exactly, yeah. That's a very good point, and I'm sure that's why we have Maru in here. And I'm sure, especially for Biel, that kind of messes up his game plan. Like, if he had Classic in this group, I'd be like, yeah, I think he's definitely going to go out. Well, I still think he's going to go out. The guy's, he was really kind of slow at the beginning of Legacy of the Void. Like, all the CJ players were, playing Heart of the Swarm. Like, they forgot that the expansion came out or something and just kept getting surprised when, new units and stuff were killing them. But
they're, playing the campaign first, and they're going to take a little break before they get into multiplayer. They're like, no, I want to beat the campaign on every single difficulty, and then I'll start trying.
He's like, where's the jumping Banelings upgrade? It's like, no, Biel, no, man, you're thinking of something else.
Yeah.
But I think he's in really good shape right now. And the thing is, Deer obviously is always really strong, but I don't like his play as much as Maru's or Biel's right now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Here is the map list. We got Frozen Temple picked by Biel, New Gettysburg by Deer, and then Frost is the leftover one. You can see the vetoes on the right as well.
Yep, and nothing too weird here. Kind of cool to see Dusk Towers vetoed by Biel. We're seeing Dusk Towers vetoed more than ever before. Remember that SSL group? I think you and I cast it together. Where it was
we had 17 Dusk Towers games out of 30.
Yeah, which doesn't even make sense because there's a bunch of different matchups. It's like, well, the map can't actually be perfectly balanced. This doesn't even make sense. But we're seeing people ban that out a little bit more now.
Protoss very good on that map. Not surprising that both Terrans and Zergs are just like, nah, And there's better maps to play against Protoss on right now.
It was funny watching Hero ban it against Ryung. After Ryung did the proxy 3 racks against Zess, it was like, wow, look at what a weird world we live in Legacy of the Void.
That is pretty crazy.
But guys, get out there. Let your friends know. GSL Code S is on. We're trying to figure out if Maru has a chance at BlizzCon. And we're starting match 1 on Frozen Temple here between Deer and Beal. Too soon. Too soon.
gave it a good shot.
Natosis. Down here in the bottom right, our Protoss player. He's very good.
Samsung Galaxy. Deer.
He's got a nice grin on as well. Looking very confident. Let's see if he can do well here. And up in the top left in the red, the Zerg player. He is.
CJ Entis. Byo.
You know, Deer always is really confident, and he's very good, and he's had good results. He's done very well in Pro League and whatnot this year. But I gotta tell you, I feel like he's been scraping by in both the individual leagues. Like in SSL, when he barely got 3rd place at the end.
Yeah.
Barely, like one game was going to decide if he or Rogue got to go through. And he was like, okay, I guess you made it, but like, you know, Alive and Beyond are just way better than you right now. And, you know, even in this last group, like, Biel definitely looked like a better player than he, so. I don't know.
I mean, Biel, he took the 2-0, right? I mean, he made it, you know, there was that one really crazy game on New Gettysburg, but Biel still made the better decisions and outplayed him in the end.
Yeah.
You know?
And Biel did a lurker dropping game, too, which totally won my heart. Like, that's some old school stuff right there.
That's the only important thing coming into this group, that he won your heart, Artosis.
Yeah. Well,
it's perfect that you get back right in time to cast his group as well.
Yeah, no, I love the new Zerg style that's appearing right now, where there's just unlimited harassment and counter-harassment all the time. Like, Zergs have always kind of tried to do that, but like, especially with Rogue, with Biel, with Impact, some of these guys right now, man, are just so exciting to watch with their crazy Zerglings and Banelings.
Yeah, Dark too. I mean, he was doing that in Heart of the Swarm as well, where he used to always do that Baneling run by. Remember at 3rd bases of Protosses and Terrans?
Good memory. Welcome, guy in the crowd.
I couldn't quite make out that sign in time, but
I can't read today. Actually, it looks like Russian to me on the screen. Like I see like letters and numbers. Like GSLS3 is 3 even a letter. Valdez.
That's how we know you're actually a machine. It's like you're just running out of battery, so nothing really makes sense anymore. It's just malfunctions all over the place.
If you give me that test, I do not pass as a human right now, okay?
What is that,
Blade
the
Runner,
test?
I get put down, yeah. It's like there's a tortoise in the desert on his back. I'm like, I don't know.
27.
But
that's a cute block by Deer, making it very annoying for Biel to take that 3rd.
Yeah, that is so annoying. And that's slowing him down drastically, even lets it finish. Look at this Burrow. Burrow on the way, Valdez.
Whoa.
What does it mean? Oh, he's going to block his opponent's 3rd, but there's already a Robo on the way.
It's revenge. It's the match. It's just the day of revenge.
You block my 3rd, I block your 3rd, but most people don't get a Robo this quickly.
He started
to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like a really fast Robo. I'm really going to see a Twilight for Glaives or a Stargate for Oracles, but okay.
A quick Warp Prism here. Oh, okay. Maybe he'll make an Immortal into Warp Prism, start harassing really soon.
If he's making Immortal this soon, this has to be an Immortal all-in, right? This is just going to be like Immortal a couple centuries and then Adepts, I would imagine.
Already got a sentry on the way. So it's beginning to come together before our eyes, Artosis.
Yeah. It looks like a drop is what Biel wants to do here, but Deer already has that Stalker out. Of course, an early Stalker like this really does deter those drops quite well.
He's still going to come in here, though.
Go for it, yeah.
And he can. I mean, that Overlord does have a lot of health.
There's not a Mothership Core out, by the way. And now he gets to see the Immortal, which is, I don't know, pretty important.
Also gets the kill on the sentry, too.
Ooh, this drop is actually already worth its weight in gold minerals, and well, I mean, he gets like only 1 pro, but killing the sentry, seeing the gates, seeing Immortal, all those things are absolutely amazing.
What is the response going to be here? He had 3 drones on the way, and he's made 2 more.
He's going for a Roach Warren and going into layer as well. I do like that because this is like such a quick one and like so gas light that he's not going to have enough force fields to really stop a bunch of Roachling, I would say. Like, yeah, I expect just a bunch of Adepts to be warped in with this Prism, and then, I mean, what damage is this push really going to do?
Yeah, very true. He does need to start that round of roaches, and there it is. 10 roaches on the way, 2 lings. Just going to pump out as many roaches as possible.
By the way, I love the fact that he's burrowing units in the main base of Biel. That is, like, so annoying. So annoying. Some more Adepts coming, as well as some Zealots pushing forward here. He does have 6 gateways, so still can make quite a few units, but he's got very limited force fields. These sentries were made late.
He lets the roaches down the ramp here, too. He's not quite ready. I think he wants 1 more warp in, and there he does go.
Few Ravagers on the way forward, in fact, so he's going to be able to pile down some Corrosive Vials and kill off force fields as well. He's got to be careful, though. He's going to be targeted down so quickly. What a powerful push coming out right now. Does force field that ramp.
Now we do have a couple of Corrosive Vials that went down, sniped 1 sentry, but another big warping coming in here, and only lings popping out with this many Adepts on the field. Even that 1 Immortal is doing a really nice number to all of these armored units of the Zerg.
Yeah, this is doing quite fantastically right now. Really impressive, actually, how much damage he's doing. I thought for sure when Biel saw this early, he was going to be able to hold on, but I guess Adept Immortal is just fantastic in every single matchup.
There you go, GG.
Okay.
Deer takes a quick one there on Frozen Temple.
This is the new Marine Marauder, Valdez. You can just use it against any race.
Yeah, just make those 2 units. I hear they're pretty strong, and you just kill your opponent. You can make them at any time during the game. But, I mean, Biel saw it, but the response was interesting, too. I mean, he made a round of 5 drones as he got that information. It looked like he wanted to get up to a certain number and then start making units. Maybe if he knew that it was coming 100%, he kind of underestimated the power.
Maybe he thought it would be a little bit slower, like a 2 Immortal push or something like that. Because, like, even if you wait for 1 more Immortal, those roaches are going to be out when it gets there. But this was so fast, such a swift push. Well done, but Biel is going to be on the lookout for moves like that now.
That he will. We are going into our second 2-player map of the night. It is going to be New Gettysburg. And Deer definitely looking to get his revenge on this map after Biel did take him out in a crazy kind of base trade-y situation in their last time meeting.
Deer played it pretty funny with the Colossus timing kind of all-in, which forced a base trade. So, don't know if he'll do that again, but here we go, guys. New Gettysburg, map number 2. In the bottom, is this left or right?
I
think it's bottom left.
Samsung Galaxy. Deer.
I think it's bottom left, like that top right corner. It looks to me like it was.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
Yeah. Down here in the bottom right, in the red.
CJ enters. Byo.
Just trying to poke himself in the eye there. Did miss, even though he attempted with 2 fingers.
He missed his eyes with 2 fingers?
Yeah. He was trying to poke his eye out, but he was using 2 fingers, and it didn't quite hit his eye.
And he could even see his fingers coming.
Yeah.
And they were his fingers, too. He could have adjusted. Maybe he wimped out at the last second.
Probably. That's what I would do. I wouldn't want to poke my eye out. I don't even know why he's doing that. Look at this. They got this. They are actually part of Team Salmon.
Oh,
there you
go.
Yeah. They're wearing the gear.
I forgot all about that.
They brought it down to the GSL studio, funnily enough. That's an interesting touch.
They must be spicy salmon fans.
Yeah, they must be. I'll have to talk to them after the games. I didn't bring my gear today, fortunately. They don't provide me with
I don't think they'd let you wear that here.
No.
Okay. I mean, we sometimes are dressed in some funny-looking stuff at the GSL, but I don't know if we'll ever reach SPO TV levels over here.
No salmon shirts?
No. No, certainly not.
Yeah.
So, New Gettysburg. You liking this map?
I love this map,
Yeah?
actually. It's... When I first saw it, I'm like, yeah, it looks good. You know, I didn't expect amazing games on it, but we've seen a lot of great games on this map.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how fair it is. I feel like we almost need more time to say how balanced this map is. It's definitely favored for certain, you know, races in certain situations, but in terms of the games that it produces, it's really fantastic because you get the early game possibilities, the potential with the, you know, you use the bridge, but by the mid game that's kind of shut off as your opponent gets more units, and then it goes into a longer game where the rush distance is a lot longer.
And you know what? There's been this kind of funny evolution of the map where right at the beginning when it was only Pro League using it, we saw a lot more strategies utilizing the islands. But as like everyone got to play the map more and more, I feel like we just don't see the islands that often. It's normally like something like a 2-base Terran has to float a command center, or there's a base trade or something like that. It's just, which makes me a little bit sad because I do want to see islands taken more in this game, but it definitely gives us really great games so far. So I guess beggars can't be choosers, or don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's probably more accurate.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. It's not the beggar chooser one.
Maybe once the game changes up a little bit next year, the Tempest getting interesting ability.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to not let people mine. Yeah, looks like we have Overlord Speed going to be popping out, so he's going to be able to scout exactly what's going on, which is, in fact, very fast glaives, and I believe that's just on 3 gates, so just some adept pressure, most likely, whereas third base being taken for Bjol rather quickly here as well. Nothing out of the ordinary. This is all pretty par for the course.
Very going down the straight and narrow of PvZ, both these players. And the Baneling Nest is going to be the choice here for Bjol. So it looks like he does want to go into that Ling Bane style for now. Could use that for defense against the Adepts. As long as we don't see any crazy splitting by Deer, it should be able to clean it up.
Yeah, I think we'll see some drops as well. Oh, double Stargate behind us. This is really exciting. But I think since that Evolution Chamber did come up, we should be seeing some drops out of Bjol as well, because he's very good at that style of play as well. But the double Stargate, this is really cool to see. This was really like popular for a few days in Korea, and then it kind of disappeared.
Yeah, there was like Dark and Rogue doing it every game for about a week.
Yeah.
and then we didn't really see it. We saw it every once in a while, you know. It's definitely something you can mix into your play, but if you don't get the hits, and once they begin to expect it, it obviously becomes less effective.
So Depth's kind of poking a little bit. A lot of Lings coming for that surround at the moment. Oh, good connections as well. Wow, he clears every single one of them.
That's
fantastic.
That was so efficient for Bjol.
Especially since he's going 2 Stargate Phoenix. You can't just lose 5 Adepts and be going 2 Stargate Phoenix and think that you're going to hold on to everything. If Bjol just goes and gets a little bit aggressive here, I feel like he could probably force a cancel on that third.
See what he wants to do. He's making more and more drones into macro hats, so perhaps not yet. He does see that there's only 3 Adepts over there and some Phoenixes flying around, so he should get a decent idea of what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to drone up instead of try to get aggressive here, and I guess that kind of makes sense as well. If you lost 5 Adepts, you can't actually do any damage to Bjol, so he can kind of do anything he wants at that point for a little bit at least, until that Phoenix count gets pretty high.
Trying to do a bit of damage to that Stalker. You can see he's not really taking any damage on the Ling, so you might as well do that, force a reaction out of Deer. And what is going to be the follow-up choice here for Bjol? I mean, we were talking about this before on this map. It's now that we've kind of gotten to this point where Deer can't really attack Bjol, he's just going to do whatever he wants. So it's going to go into a macro game. He's going to take a 4th eventually. He could go into a fast hive if he wants to, try to get some altars out, or even go into you know, some Broodlords here if he wants to. But I mean, let's see. For now, he's getting the +1 to melee and just going Ling Bane. No Infestation Pit just yet.
Yeah, a ton of Zerglings are going out. The double Robo coming up here for Deer. So getting ready for that transition. Pretty common to go double Robo after a double Stargate to kind of catch up on those Robo units. But as far as Bjol goes, just taking that 4th base, I feel like the 4th base is almost slightly slow for what's going on here, considering he knew it was 2 Stargate Phoenix and he killed 5 Adepts, but, you know, I guess he didn't really have the drones to saturate it that quickly anyways. But the Hydralisk Den coming up, and Deer continue to do some pretty good harass.
Yeah, I mean, once you do go double Stargate Phoenix, you can pump out, 8 to 10, and it's very hard to defend any base that just has one Spore and one Queen, so as long as the Protoss is on top of it, you can get a ton of nice harass damage with those Phoenixes. And now we are going to be seeing Charge on the way, and a Warp Prism, so that's going to be really effective for harass,
So two Stargate Phoenix into double Robos and a quick charge. You know that what year is it meme with the Jumanji? All right, how about like Mrs. Doubtfire, what month is it? Because this is like from December or January what we're seeing from Deer, so I don't know. I'm kind of interested in
what month is it exactly, Artosis?
It's not. It's
you just
not
got
like
off a plane. Do you really know?
Right? Oh God, I have.
Maybe no one told you that. You were actually lost for 5 months and you're back.
Is it August here?
It's actually January. We're in the next year.
Oh my God! So this is the new patch. We're going to see Mech from Mario. That's so sick.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so Charge is going to finish up. Plenty of Immortals. The Templar Archives is on the way. Lots of Hydras coming out. Wonderful to see Storm immediately here from Deer. Probably going to need it against the amount of Hydras that he's going to be up against. Especially considering he has Charge. He cannot be letting Banelings actually connect into his Zealots.
Muscular Augments completes, and still no sign of a Lurker Den. Looks like for now he just wants to stick on only Hydras. It seems just Ling, Bane, Hydra is the composition here for Zerg. But where's the transition point? I mean, we see Deer getting all these different techs. He could have Storm on the way eventually. He's going to have a mass amount of Immortals. He could get Archons into the mix. He's going to have so many Phoenixes to lift a ton of Lurkers. Uh-oh. As I say that.
Wow, that's pretty painful. That was like 4 Phoenixes that went down for nothing. So that sucks. I mean, 8 Phoenixes is going to really bruise up that Hydralisk line. But 4 with 2 of them, or 3 of them, deep down on HP. That's it's going to make it a lot tougher, to say the least.
So it is that Storm on the way. We had the unit tab up for a while. I felt like this was Brood War. I'm like, I don't really know what he's producing,
I think that they're doing that on purpose. I think people are starting to figure out that you need more suspense. But unfortunately, we saw the High Templars there, and we're not dumb, so we kind of knew. But looks like a big attack coming in. A ton of Banelings rolling in right now. Good force fields, though.
At the same time, though, the Arc for the Hydra's getting a ton of damage there. He doesn't quite have vision of the high ground now, so he needs to wait, but I think he might just brute force this.
He is certainly trying. A Psystorm goes on, a beautiful Psystorm indeed. This Hydra's taking quite a bit of damage.
Imagine when those Hydras have 1 extra range and they're attacking here.
Oh my God.
It's going to be pretty scary, man. But, of course, the Protoss will have other things to deal with it.
Will they?
Well,
what name?
Blink
Tell me,
DTs.
please. Blink DTs,
into
you're
the
right.
background.
You're right.
Harass 5 bases at once.
I don't have the APM for that. It's time to switch races. So, I mean, we saw Deer trying to harass during this. It didn't really do anything because Biel left some Lings and Banes at his 4th, knowing that's where the Prism would be coming in. Kind of a smart move there, but his attack, that wasn't a very good attack. What did he get done there? Killed like an Archon. Killed a few cheap gateway units. I don't know. It was not what he was looking for, is the moral of this story.
Yeah, and I mean, he's kind of just sticking on what he was doing as well. Does he think the next attack is going to go any differently here? The other base up there, the 4th base for the Protoss, is maybe slightly harder to defend compared to the 3rd base on this map. But that's the thing about this map. It's very hard to attack, and that's why we do see these really drawn-out games where it's like it takes so long to get over there, and then you're, again, attacking up a ramp at the 3rd base as well, except this time there's 2 ramps, but if they set up their Sim City, they should be okay to defend.
Yeah.
As the Protoss.
Yeah, it feels like at this point, as long as we don't have any gross micro errors from Deer, he can do anything he wants. This army he has is so frightening that we don't even see any attempt to get into Lurkers. Oh, that was a good hit.
Yeah.
Nothing may come from it, but still a good hit.